doing divide by 10 today. So we're going to be looking at the different ways one can divide by 10. Let's begin. Okay, so here we have 100. How many tens are in 100? How many tens? 10, right? Yeah, good. And then how many ones are in 100? How many ones? In 100, how many ones? 100, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That should be easy. Now, I should explain, this symbol here, you can do it like this when you're writing, is the symbol for a pound. That's the money they use in the UK. Yeah, £1. And in £1, there are 100 pennies. That's what the P stands for. So that equals 100p. Yeah, that's how this money works. So I hope you understand that's a bit different to birr, or whichever currency you use, it might be different. But there's 100 pennies in £1. So pennies is the small number, and pounds is the big one, right? So I'll rub it off, just to check whether you remember. So how many pennies go into a pound? Good. So 100 times 1 penny is a pound. How many zeros are not very good. And now, how many 10 pennies go into £1? So it's basically asking you, yes, 10. Good. So it's basically asking you, how many times does 10 go into 100? And it's 10 times. Okay, so now 1/10 of 40. Okay, that might be tricky. So 1/10 means you have to divide by this number. Yeah? So if it's 1/10, for instance, if it's 1/2, and you have 10, yeah, you have to divide by 2, which equals 5. Half of 10 is 5. So here, what do you have to divide by? 10, that's right. Okay, so this equals 10. 1/10 of 40. 1/10 of 40. So, okay, so we've done how to work it out. It's 40 divided by 10. What is the answer, 40 divided by 10? How many times does 10 go into 40? 4. Yeah? Okay, because 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 40. In one row, there are how many counters? 10. So now we have, right? Right, and I think it's going to end there. Oh no, okay, how much is that? 100, 100 and, because there was another 10, 110 and 120. Okay, 20 divided by 10. Why are they saying 20? Yes, you're right, the answer is 2. So here they have 20 and then, okay, I see. It's just so you can use it. So here they have 20 and they're saying, how many groups of 10 are there? And there's 1, 2, as you rightly pointed out, 2 groups of 10. Okay, now 60, so they're going to color down 6 rows to make 60, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Divided by 10 equals 6. Yeah, it's easy because you just have to count down like I did. 6 groups of 10. Okay, now we'll have a little look here. Right, so 220 divided by 10. Does anybody know the answer here? How many times does 10 go into 200? 22, that's right. Yes, it's 22. Oh, I just have to admit these people. Okay, so 22 is the answer here. Oh, I can just... I need to... Okay. Exactly. Okay, I'm just going to mute because there's... Okay, so this is the number of cubes there are, 220. This is 100, 200, and then 2 tens make 220. And basically they're asking how many tens, how many times are there these, one set of these in this number? 220 equals 200s plus 2 tens. Yeah? we need to find how many groups of 10 are in 220. And as you said before, it's 22. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, so that's 100, yeah. Okay. Now there's another group of 10, so that'd be 20 tens. And then, of course, these two, which makes 22. Yeah. 22 groups of 10. Right, now we have 350 divided by 10. Now, before you call out the answer, let's have a look how they do it. So here they have one group of 10. Now there's 10 counters, so that makes 100. Yeah, because there's 10 of these in this rectangle. So 10 tens equals 100, right? So it says, if you look here, can I write? These are the hundreds, these are the tens, and these are the ones, not to be confused with 0. Hundreds, tens, and ones. So we have 3 tens, so we're going to need 3 of these. Let's see. Yeah, they do 3 of these. And then for the tens, we need 5 tens. And they've given us 5 here on the end. And then there's 0 ones, so we're fine. Okay, so how many times has 10 gone into 350? Well, the slow way of doing it is to count each of these. So we have 5 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay. Yeah, 35. But I think you all know the quicker way of doing it, which is you can just look here. If you're dividing by 10, you just need to remove the 0, and you have your answer anyway. Yeah, when you're dividing by 10. Yes? To count in fives? Yeah. There's 5 in each row, but we need to... I'm not sure if that helps you, because if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that doesn't really give you the answer, does it? You need to... Oh, I see, you mean 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you could count like that. Okay, so 35, we said is the answer. Let me try a different one. This is what we'll be doing tomorrow. We'll be dividing by 100, but just to test out, because we said 350 divided by 10, there's 1 0 here and there's 1 here. So you just need to remove the 0 to get the answer. If you divide this by 100, what would be the answer? 35. Well, just tell me the answer, because I'm getting a lot of 3, 500. 35, yes, right. Yeah, exactly. You have a 0. You have 2 zeros on this side, so you need to take. If you take 2 zeros here, you need to be able to take it here to make 1. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, if you take on this side, then you need to do the same on this side. Now it's 35 divided by 1, which is 35. Okay, so it's about the. If you look at it like this, it's about the number of zeros. Oh, it's very difficult to write in this. Okay, let's have a look. Right, I need to rub off some stuff. How do I do that? So it's not in the way. Okay, right, now we're going back to pennies and pounds. Can anyone remember how many pennies are in a pound? How many pennies? 100. So if it's £3, how many pennies are there in that? Right, 300. Oh, okay. Now I'm not going to write the 50. I'm not going to write the 0 here because we've got 50, yeah? So 300 pennies and 50, so which makes 350. Oh, come on. Every time I write, does this? 350. So basically, we've got 350p here. Then we need to divide by 10. What do we get? 35, right? Yeah, we've just had a look. The quick way of doing it is just to remove the 0 on both sides. Okay, here, and then done. Okay, right. Let's see what they say now. Okay, so they've got, don't mind this, it just takes too long to rub it out. They've got the 10p coins. These are 10p each, and there's 10 of them. Okay, there they say 10 10p coins equals £1. So that's 100 pennies here. Now it's how many pennies? 200, good. Now it's 300. Okay, and now they need to make 50p, so how many tens would that be? 5. There we go. So these are just the actual coins that I used as opposed to that. Okay, right. Now you remember this. What does the O stand for? One's good. What does the T stand for? Ten's good. What does the H stand for? And what does the th stand for, TH? Thousands. Okay. Now, if you remember, last time we had to go forwards like this. We had to skip. We were doing times 100. If we were timesing by 10, we would jump like that. If we were timesing by 100, we'd have to jump 2 steps like that. Now we're dividing, which is the opposite. So we have to skip back. And we're dividing by 10, so we'll just skip back 1. So if we're dividing 1,000 by 10, we have to skip here to 100. If we're dividing 100 by 10, we skip here, and the answer is 10. If we're dividing 10 by 10, then we skip here, and the answer is 1. All right, so let's see what they ask us to do. Okay, they're showing here, if you're multiplying by 10, you go there. 10 times the size. Yeah, 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 10 is 100. And 10 times 100 is 1,000. Okay. And now we're skipping back. Like I said, 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. 100 divided by 10 is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. And they use the example of 1/10. That's 1 over 10. Okay, the size. To find 1/10, we divide by 10. When they say 1/10, let's see if my pen works. Yeah, 1/10 is this written as a number. Okay, we did that with the cake earlier. Okay, let's see. Yeah, well, I think you know this. Times 10, times 10, times 10. And here, when you divide, you go in the opposite direction. Divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. So 430 divide by 10. Let's first put the numbers into the chart here. So how many hundreds are in 430? How many hundreds? 4. Okay, and how many tens are in 30? Because we've done the 4. 3. Okay, and this we leave blank. So if we have to divide by 10, we have to move the 4 here, and we have to move the 3 here. Okay, just ignore that because for now. And our answer is, yeah, 43. It's just showing you a different way of seeing it. Okay, let's move on. Oh, right, again with the counters. Yeah, so here we go. We move the 3 down, and then we move the 4 down. And we have the answer 43. Right, let's have a look at the worksheet that you will be doing. Of course, you will have to send this to me when you've done it. And that's this one. So let me see if I can make it a bit bigger. Be in. Okay, I can do it like that, that's fine. Complete the calculation. Okay, 40 divided by 10. Anybody? 4. Yeah, good. I'm glad people are calling out the answer. Some people are remaining a bit silent, so please do call out the answer if you know. So there's 40 here, and you divide by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next slide. Complete the calculations. 30 divided by 10. Okay, 3, yeah. Because again, you just have to take the 0. 60 divided by 10. Okay, 90 divided by 10. 80 divided by 10. 100 divided by 10. And just to confuse it, they've done it back to front. 120 divided by 10. 12, yeah. It's the same. Yes? Yeah, 369. Okay, so balloons come in bags of 10. We've seen these balloons before. Hawan has 130 balloons. How many bags does he have? So what do we have to work out? Good, 130 divided by 10. And that gives us 13. Yeah? Right, Whitney makes 150 using base 10. So here's 100 and here's 50. That's 150. And she says, I am going to exchange my 100 for tens. Okay, is that part of the same question? Yeah. So 150 equals 100. How many tens are there? How many tens? $150. How many tens are there in 100? So yeah, 5. There are 15 in the whole number there's 15, but we've got the 100, they say 100 here, plus 5 tens, yeah. So 100 equals how many tens? 10, good. Whitney has how many tens altogether? 15, good. So 150 divided by 10 is 15, right, good. Make 230 using base 10. Okay, so we have to do the same, but for 230. So how many hundreds are there in 230? 2. How many tens are there in here, in the 10? 3. There's 3 tens, yeah? So there's 2 hundreds and 3 tens. Good. Okay, and then they probably want you to write 2 here, because that's how many hundreds there are. 2 hundreds, how many tens does that equal? 20. Good. Yeah? So, because that's 200. Good. Divided by 10 equals 20. Right. There are how many tens altogether? So, yeah, that's right. We have to add these two. 23. And then the answer, once again, is 23. Good. Yes. Oh, no. We're looking at this English money again. How many pennies are there in £1? Okay, and this is another pound, so it's another 100. And here, what does it say? 50, so that's 50 pennies. So altogether, we have 100 plus 100 plus 50. What does that make? 250. Yeah. Okay. He buys some rulers costing 10p each. Mr. Smith spends all of his money. So what do we have to do? We have 250 pennies. Mr. Smith has spent all his money, so he spent all 250 pennies, or £2.50, on something which costs 10p. How many rulers does he have? Yeah, we have to... Good. Yeah, and that will give us the number of rulers that can be bought. And as you said, the answer is 25. Okay, thank you for informing me. We'll go quickly then, because there's a few bits left. I'll just mute. So Aisha has a bag of 10p coins. She has £3 and 40p altogether. So I will just do the answer. That means it's 340p, okay? This pound, just imagine it means 100. This pound sign is 100. 100 pennies. How many 10p coins does Aisha have? And once again, we need to do what? How do we work this one out? Yeah, 340 divided by 10. And that gives us, good, okay, because you can see again, we've done that. Right, let's have a look here. Good. Fill in the missing numbers. 360 divided by 10. 36. 630 divided by 10. 10 times what equals 520? Okay, yeah, 52. Now we have to do something a little bit more tricky. We have to go backwards. Now, if you have to go backwards, you just have to do the opposite, which is 10 times 41. What is 10 times 41? Okay, sorry, I've got to mute. Somebody's got a lot going on in the background. Right. Okay, I can see the counter. It's okay, you don't need to tell me each time. So 410 divide by 10 equals 41, yeah? And you can test it out by doing this. And that gives you the answer. Okay, and again, this is just back to front. So first of all, 75 tens, how much is that? 75 tens, how much is that? Good. Yeah, and then you have to divide that by 10, which gives us, yeah. We've got the divide 10 here, so we do 86 times 10, which gives us 860. And then we have to say how many tens are in that. So that's to find out here how many tens, so 860. Then we have to go back again and divide by 10. So we're going backwards and forwards. 806 divided by 10. 86. Good job. There we go. We got there in the end. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that's a lot quicker. Right, let's see if we can just manage to do this one. A pool is 10 meters long. How many centimeters are in... Oh, no, we don't need to work that out. But how many centimeters are in a meter? 100. That's right. Annie and Mo are swimming lengths of the pool. Annie swims 85 lengths. Okay, Annie and Mo swim 1,240 meters in total. Okay, so first of all, let's work out how many meters Annie swims. So we need to do 85, and one length is 10 meters, so we need to times it by 10. So how many lengths does she swim? Good, 850 meters. And together they swam this length, 1,240. So in order to work it out, this is more a subtraction one, but you have to do 1,240, take away 850. Okay? Yep, yeah, I know. That's why we need to be quick. So I don't know if we have time to work it out, but so we can do it like this. 0, and then 4 take away 5. We need to borrow 1 from here to make that 1. Okay, so 14 take away 5 is 9. Good. 11 take away 8, 3. So here we have 360 divided by 10 divided by 3 equals what? So first of all, we must divide by 10. So 360 divided by 10. Can anyone tell me what that makes? 360 divided. Good, yeah. 36, because we know we've got the 1 0 there, so that works. Now, these questions, you need to be pretty good at your times table. So this is why it's important to revise your times table. Does anyone know what 36 divided by 3 is? 12, good. Because 10 times 3 is what? 30, right? So 10 times 3 equals 30. Then we have 6. So 2 times 3 is... Yeah. So for this one, so we can break it down like this. 10 times 3 is 30. 2 times 3 is 6. So we have our 36. Okay? And if we put these together, then we have our 12. So I need to put this, so we still haven't finished. Okay, so 36 divided by 10 equals 360 divided by 10 equals 36. 10 divided by 3 equals 12. So our answer is 12. 360 divided by 10 is what? Yeah. 36 divided by 3 is what? So there we have our answer, 12. Okay, we've done it step by step. Yeah. B, 450 divided by 10, what do we get? 45, okay? Because whenever we're dividing by 10, we just get rid of the 0 like that, and we've got 45. So now, sorry if you can't see this, this is 45. 45 divided by 5. How many 5s go in? 9, good, yeah. So some of you know your times table very well. Let's have a look why that is. So what's 10 times 5? 50. And then you can see 50 take 45 is 5. Yep, good, 5. So we know from that that 9 times 5 is 45, yeah? Times 5 must be 45. Okay? So for these, you need to be pretty good with your times table. Right, anyway, so how many times does 5 go into 45? 9 times. So we're here, 9, and 9 is then our answer. C, we're on C now. 720 divided by 10, what do we get? 72. Okay. Right, we know that because we've done all this. Now we haven't got the number here, but we've got the number here. So instead, we can swap these around. So we don't know what this number is. Let's squiggle it out. Let's just put an 8 here. So then we go this way. So 72 divided by 8, what is that? 9, good. I always think you can work it out because you can see 10 times 8 is what? Yeah. Okay, and then 80 take away 8 equals what does that make? Right, 72. That must mean that 9 times 8 equals 72, okay? I'm just going over the times table so that you know. And we get 720 divided by 10 equals 72. Now we have 72 divided by 8. And what do we get? How many 8s go into 72? 9, right. We just did that, didn't we? 9, okay? 9 times 8 equals 72. 72 times 10 equals 720. Okay, I'll just get rid of this as well. So here with C, you can just swap these two numbers around, yeah? The last number, you can swap it around. It doesn't matter. You still get your answer, which is 9. Okay? Of course, we have to fill in that box. So the answer, let me explain, is 9. Okay, now we can check all of these by doing it the other way around, okay? So let's start with A. We'll do it backwards. So we start with the 12, which is here, times 3. Does anyone know what 12 times 3 is? 36, yeah? Good. Okay, 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 2 is 6, so we get 36. And then, so we're going backwards, so then we need to times by 10. And so 36 times 10. Yeah. 360, yeah? So it's the same process, but backwards. Yeah? So then you know you've got the right answer if you end up here. Let's try the same for B. So we're going to start with 9. And then we times that by 5. 9 times 5, what's 9 times 5? Good. Yeah, we got 45 there. 9 times 5 is 45. Then we have to times it by 10. What's 45 times 10? That's right. Okay. 450. Right, let's do the same here. 8 times 9. What does 8 times 9 make? 72. Good, well remembered. So I'll put the 72 here. So then we have to times by 10. What is 72 times 10? Yeah. Okay, so the trick is to know your times table. The problem is if you don't know your times table, you might get stuck here, for example. Now this one is confusing just because they put the space here rather than at the end, but then you just swap the numbers around. Okay, right, so let's have a look at D. Now this one, we have to do it backwards. I just showed you how to do it backwards, so we need to start with 1. Yeah, because we need to get this number here. The number that we have here is always the first number here. So anyway, 1 times 4. What's 1 times 4? Yeah, so that's easy enough. So we've got 4. Then we have to times it by 10. So 4 times 10. Yeah. Okay, so the answer here must be 40. Right? So 40 divided by 10 makes what? Yeah, if I do that, we get 4. Okay, now 4 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 4? Yeah, 1 time. Okay, so this one you have to do backwards. D, you have to work it backwards, and you have to do your times it to get the answer, because you're doing the opposite.